Today, we are discussing a success story by a kid that did what you couldn't do, and that is to believe in the law of assumption and to actually put in the work and apply the words of Neville Goddard. This is a story of a very unexpected result of an interview with a lady who came to consult me. One afternoon, a young grandmother, a businesswoman in New York, came to see me. So this lady came to see Neville Goddard in New York City. She brought along her 9-year-old grandson, who was visiting her from his home in Pennsylvania. In response to her question, I explained the law of assumption, describing in detail the procedure to be followed in attaining an objective. The boy sat quietly, apparently absorbed in a small toy truck, while I explained to the grandmother the method of assuming the state of consciousness that would be hers were her desire already fulfilled. So Neville here is explaining to the lady that she had to get into the state of the wish fulfilled, to feel as if it's already done, as an accomplished fact. Not in the future, but now as an accomplished fact. I told her the story of the soldier in camp who each night fell asleep imagining himself to be in his own bed, in his own home. And that was actually Neville Goddard himself. He told this story in one of his lectures, and also in this book, The Power of Awareness. When the boy and his grandmother were leaving, he looked up at me with great excitement and said, "I know what I want, and now I know how to get it." This is how faithful he is in the law of assumption. He said to Neville, "I know how to get it now." Surprised, I asked him what it was he wanted. He told me he had his heart on a puppy. That kid wanted a little dog, a puppy. To this, the grandmother vigorously protested, telling the boy that it had been made clear repeatedly that he could not have a dog under any circumstances, that his father and mother would not allow it, that the boy was too young to care for it properly. And furthermore, the father had a deep dislike for dogs. He actually hated to have one around. So all the circumstances are against the desire of the boy. Everyone around him is telling him that he cannot have a dog. But he listened to Neville carefully, and now he knows how to actually apply the law of assumption and get what he wants. All these were arguments the boy, passionately desirous of having a dog, refused to understand. So he knew what he wanted, regardless of the circumstances. "Now I know what to do," he said. "Every night, just as I am going off to sleep, I am going to pretend that I have a dog, and we are going for a walk." "No," said the grandmother. "That is not what Mr. Neville means. This was not meant for you. You cannot have a dog." Approximately 6 weeks later, the grandmother told me what was to her an astonishing story. The boy's desire to own a dog was so intense that he had absorbed all that I had told his grandmother of how to attain one's desire. And he believed implicitly that at last he knew how to get a dog. He believed in what Neville has told his grandmother. He listened carefully. He absorbed all the info. He didn't ask much. He just knew how to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Unlike some of you guys, all of a sudden when I post a video and I tell you exactly how to get any desire that you want, you still ask, well, how to get this? How to get that? I already told you. Apply what I told you and you will see the results. And some of you are asking about the techniques and how to do this technique, that technique. This is why I made my ebook, because I was just like you. I gathered all the info and I put it in the ebook. Just 26-page ebook that will give you all the techniques that you want. Actually, it was never meant to be published. I made it for myself. But since I found all of you guys are asking for techniques, I published it. You can find the link in the description box. Putting this belief into practice for many nights, the boy imagined a dog was lying in his bed beside him. In imagination, he petted the dog, actually feeling its fur. Things like playing with the dog and taking it for a walk filled his mind. So he's impressing the subconscious mind with the idea that he is already having a dog. Within a few weeks, it happened. A newspaper in the city in which the boy lived organized a special program in connection with Kindness to Animals Week. All school children were requested to write an essay on why I would like to own a dog. After entries from all the schools were submitted and judged, the winner of the contest was announced. The very same boy who weeks before in my apartment in New York had told me, "Now I know how to get a dog," was the winner. In an elaborate ceremony, which was publicized with stories and pictures in the newspaper, the boy was awarded a beautiful collie puppy. In relating this story, the grandmother told me that if the boy had been given the money with which to buy a dog, the parents would have refused to do so and would have used it to buy a bond for the boy or put it in the savings bank for him. Furthermore, if someone had made the boy a gift of a dog, they would have refused it or give it away. But the dramatic manner in which the boy got the dog, the way he won the citywide contest, the stories and pictures in newspaper, the pride of achievement and the joy of the boy himself, all combined to bring about a change of heart in the parents, and they found themselves doing that which they never conceived possible. They allowed him to keep the dog. So when the boy actually imagined himself having a dog in his home, this made him shift in the multiverse to a reality where his parents were actually agreeing to have a dog. And all the circumstances that happened were just aiding him to have this dog in a natural sequence of events that will actually make the parents accept the idea of having that dog. All this the grandmother explained to me, and she concluded by saying that there was one particular kind of dog on which the boy had set his heart. It was a collie. So not only the boy got a dog, but he got this puppy that he has set his eye on. He wanted a collie, and he got it. He imagined that he is holding the dog when he is going to sleep. He imagined that he is taking that dog for a walk, and he slept in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. This is how you get what you want. You change your state of being by impressing the subconscious mind before you go to bed. You sleep as if your wish is already fulfilled, and you sit back and watch the magic happens. In this case, the scenario was so dramatic that everything changed around that boy. His parents, his grandmother, everyone around him was telling him that you cannot have a dog. But regardless of any circumstances around you, if you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you will have what you imagined. You don't care about how it will come. This is not your job, but it will come to you. Just as this boy did what he was told by Neville Goddard. He applied the law of assumption, and he did it, and he achieved his desire. Just do as this boy. Imagine the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Imagine a scene that implies that you already have what you want, and bring yourself up to a certain feeling of acceptance that it's already done, and sit back and relax and see how it unfolds, because you cannot devise the means that will happen, that will get you to that thing. But accept that you know the end, and just let it go and know that it is done, just like this boy did. Alright guys, so that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, subscribe to the channel, like to reach more people. Tell me down below in the comments, what do you want to see next? Check out the ebook in the description box, and until the next video, I'll see you soon.